Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. It is the end of the week when I'm recording this video, so whatever day of the week it is for you, I hope it's a good day, and I hope this video helps you make it just a little bit better. So I'm Tracy Brown, I'm your somatic nutrition dietitian and attuned eating specialist, and today I want to talk about food journaling, not to food journal, how does it help, how does it maybe make things worse, and if it's making things worse, is it really the food journal is the issue? Is it just something is up in our system that makes things feel too hard? So let's just dive right in. Well, this is something that every single person I've ever worked with, there's always this this evolution of what works and what doesn't. So I want to say that a lot of people come in and they're expecting to food journal and they've kind of resigned themselves to it, even though they've never questioned if they want to. And so I want you to know that if you're ever to, if you're going this work alone, if you're working with a professional, is that you always have a choice. That's something I always want you to remember, no matter what book you read or podcast you listen to or professional you follow online, work with personally, in a group, whatever, is that you always have a choice. There isn't one right way to do things, and you can always change your mind. All right? So I just want to let you know, at the beginning of my recovery, gosh, journaling helped me a ton, because otherwise I would just go back to my autopilot. I really needed something to change how I did my daily life. That was a linchpin for me, and I knew that when I made the commitment to go forward, is that I can't do things like I've always done it. It's just not going to get me anywhere. So that means that I can't dive headlong into my day without checking in. So that's the first step. If you're not going to food journal or use a hunger fullness chart, we're going to talk about the benefits of that in a second. But if you're not going to do it, recognize that we need some awareness tools. You can't just get up and rush about doing what you always do, expecting things to be different. There has to be a way that we can find our feet and settle into noticing what's actually happening. And so you don't have to like what's actually happening. You don't have to like that you're not hungry, or you don't have to like that you're not full, or you don't have to like that you're not hungry. You don't have to like that you're hungry, and you don't even have to like that I don't know. It's just a naming of it. Can we name what's happening? That's your first step in any kind of thing you do. And so I will say my clients, we have all kinds of creative ways, and I bet you that if you talk to thousands of people I've talked to over the last 13 years, is that nobody has done it exactly the same, which is really cool. And I hope that gives you hope, let's figure out a way to do it for you. So let's say that you're not food journaling, you're not tracking things. Now when I say tracking, that doesn't mean like macros, calories. When I do tracking with people, we are really just tracking some sense of what they ate, the details of it a little bit, and at whatever level isn't too provocative or scary or overwhelming or triggering. The sensations that you notice, not trying to say what you think you should think or feel, or what I think you should feel, but what's actually happening, what's going on emotionally, what's going on situationally, what's happening in the bigger picture of your moment. And if we're at that level, then tracking nervous system states as well. So I do all that with people. So if you're not writing that stuff down or putting it in an app or whatever it is, it's really important that you're making some mental notes and just checking in. All right. And so that could mean that you check in once a day, if that feels like that's what I can access. That could be hourly if you're really looking to get a lot more information. So it can all be done mentally. It doesn't have to be done where you see it, and that's okay. So I hope that helps you just to recognize that's kind of the first step. If you're not tracking this stuff, but it's really important. A lot of people just kind of, okay, I'm not on a diet, I don't have that containment, so what do? It can be a scary free-for-all, so you have to do something. You have to do something differently. And don't expect yourself to know exactly how hungry you're and full you are if you've been dieting or binging for the last 2 days, 2 years, 2 decades. 4 decades, whatever, is that you're going to have to stop and wake up in the morning and say, hey, how am I doing? Contact yourself. What's happening here? or if it's, I got my belly here, like what's happening here? What am I noticing? And then you can ask more questions. What sounds good? Or if you don't know what sounds good, well, what do I notice that I don't want? Anything you can do to just start to like make contact with something so you know what's there that you do or don't want. That's the first step. Just a quick little other piece of information. If you do track, let it be okay that it doesn't, I have lots of tools I use for tracking for people. It gives us so much information. But again, be creative. One of the most powerful things I do for people, and I did a whole video about this. I actually had it up on my computer. I was screen sharing around like how you can take a food journal, a piece of paper, and if you don't want to see what you ate, put a sticky note over it as the day goes by, so you don't have to it's almost like you eat. Make your comments, your observations, and put a sticky note over it and leave it in the past. If you're somebody who's getting some counsel from somebody, a lot of my clients will email me stuff and delete it off their phones, their emails, take the pictures off, whatever they need to do. They send it to me, let it go. Because in the moment, it can feel like it's a little bit more okay to do what you need to do, and then after that, the brain can start ruminating. We don't want that. Food journaling is definitely not for you if you're going to obsess about it, and then look at it, analyze it, make it mean what you need to do next. It's not for you. Don't do it. If you feel like there's a judgment around it, or it feels like, oh, this is like the old dieting days, it's like, I could see it totally would feel that way. If we're present enough to but what's happening in 2000 whatever, that reminds me that it's not, and the intent and the purpose, that might help you. If that doesn't feel like enough, again, let it go. Don't let yourself, it's like we do this, don't we? Us humans, okay, there's a right way to do all this recovery stuff, and there's a right way to do intuitive eating and just eat the food. It's one of those things that we do that because, again, we're looking for something to quiet the mental spin and really the body anticipation and the body anxiety. We're doing all this mental stuff to quiet the body because it's given us a lot of noise and a lot of feedback and a lot of sensation that can feel like too much. All right, so no, there's a reason for all that, but we need to use a different kind of way of settling that, which would be, again, self-care, which we won't go into this video, but that will be for another video. If you're watching this and you're looking for that, go to my YouTube channel. It's Tracy Brown RD, and search in self-care. Just type in what you're looking for. I probably did a video about it, so I know that there's a lot of things that people have been asking me for, and I really appreciate y'all. I just want to say one last thing before I hop off here. Have a good weekend. Plan in something that's play, that's nourishing, that's slower for you. Know that I appreciate you for watching these videos. When I ask for feedback, you so generously offer that, and I really appreciate it because it helps me make these videos more useful, more nuanced, and that's the point. I'm not here to listen to myself blather and talk. It's really for how do we support this community? How do you get the support you need? And I know these videos aren't a substitute for working professionally with your individual details and nuances and the things that you need to uncouple. I know that it can't replace that, but I'm trying to do my best to provide you with a springboard to know what's possible. So I hope this video helps. If you have any other questions, concerns, message me. If you are looking for a group way to do this, attuned eating for attuned living might be something you want to look more into. Anyway, I hope you're doing great. And if you're not feeling great, please reach out to me and let's see what we can do. All right, I'll talk to y'all real soon and have a good one. Take care.